Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're taking a closer look at the Washington quarter dollar coin, one of the most recognized coins in American pockets. While most people see it as just 25 cents, certain years and designs can actually be worth much more. From silver versions to rare collector pieces, let's explore what makes some of these quarters stand out. First up, the 1985p Washington quarter dollar is a circulating coin minted in Philadelphia and forms part of the long-running Washington quarter series. First introduced in 1930 to honor the bicentennial of George Washington's birth, the Washington quarter has remained a consistent feature of United States coinage for decades. The 1985p quarter carries on this tradition, showcasing the same iconic design on the obverse and reverse that millions of Americans would instantly recognize. Despite its age and where this coin still plays an important role in American currency and holds meaning for collectors, especially those interested in date and mint mark sets or coins with historical context, the obverse of the 1985p quarter displays the left-facing portrait of George Washington designed by John Flanagan. This design was selected for its dignified representation of the nation's first president, and it has remained relatively unchanged since the coin's inception. Above Washington's head appears the word liberty, while the national motto "In God We Trust" is inscribed to the left. The year 1985 is positioned at the bottom of the coin, just beneath the bust. To the right of the date is the letter P, which indicates that the coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. The use of the P mint mark on quarters began in 1980, which makes the 1985p one of the earlier quarters to feature this particular designation. The reverse of the coin presents a bald eagle with outstretched wings standing firmly atop a bundle of arrows, symbolizing military readiness. Below the arrows are two olive branches that represent peace, a combination that reflects both strength and the desire for harmony. The words United States of America curve along the top of the coin, while the phrase E pluribus unum, meaning out of many one, is situated just above the eagle's head. At the bottom of the reverse side is the coin's denomination, quarter dollar. This traditional design remained on the quarter until the introduction of the state quarter program in 1999. The 1985p Washington quarter is composed of a copper core, layered with a copper-nickel alloy, which gives it a bright silvery appearance. This clad composition was adopted in 1965 as a response to rising silver prices and has remained the standard for most circulating U.S. coins since then. The result is a coin that is durable, long-lasting, and suitable for the wear and tear of everyday use. While it lacks any precious metal content, the coin remains functional and continues to be accepted in all financial transactions throughout the country. The condition of this particular 1985p quarter is described as having some scratches, which is expected for a coin that has been in circulation for several decades. Scratches on circulated coins can range from small hairline marks to deeper abrasions caused by contact with other objects or coins. These marks are often found on the fields of the coin and sometimes across the high points, such as Washington's cheek on the obverse or the eagle's wings on the reverse. Although scratches can diminish the coin's visual appeal and collector value, they do not affect its ability to be used as currency. Despite these signs of wear, the major design elements of the coin typically remain clearly visible. Washington's facial features and hair detail, as well as the feathers and posture of the eagle on the reverse, are often still discernible even in moderately circulated coins. Collectors often categorize such coins as being in good or very good condition depending on the severity of the wear and the clarity of the details. However, coins with heavy scratches or damage beyond normal circulation marks may be classified as lower grade. Historically, the year 1985 was part of a decade marked by significant cultural, technological, and political developments in the United States. While there were no major changes to the U.S. coinage system that year, the demand for quarters remained strong as coins continued to play an important role in daily commerce. The Philadelphia Mint, one of the largest and oldest minting facilities in the country, produced millions of quarters during this time, ensuring that enough coins were in circulation to meet public demand. The P Mint mark on this quarter indicates its origin at the Philadelphia Mint, which does not produce proof coins, but focuses on regular strikes for everyday use. The minting process at Philadelphia ensures consistency and quality, although minor variations or imperfections can still occur. These might include slight misalignment or planchette flaws, but such issues are relatively rare and usually go unnoticed unless carefully inspected by a collector or numismatist. In terms of collectible value, a 1985 P quarter in circulated condition with scratches is generally worth its face value, which is 25 cents. However, for collectors who are assembling full sets of Washington quarters from each year and mint mark, this coin is still necessary to complete the series. Coins in uncirculated condition or with special characteristics such as doubling or die cracks may attract additional interest and command higher prices in the collector market. Next up we have the 1984 P Washington quarter dollar is a standard issue coin from the United States Mint that holds both historical significance and practical value in daily commerce. This coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint as indicated by the P Mint mark, and it is part of the long-running Washington quarter series, which began in 1932, designed to commemorate the 200th birthday of George Washington, the nation's first president. The Washington quarter has become a recognizable symbol of American coinage over the decades. The 1984 version continues the classic design that has endured through the years and remains a common find in circulation even today. On the obverse side of the 1984 P quarter is a left-facing portrait of George Washington, originally created by sculptor John Flanagan. The design is simple yet dignified, reflecting the leadership and legacy of Washington. Above his head is the word liberty, while the phrase "In God We Trust" appears to the left. The date 1984 is inscribed below Washington's image, and the small P mint mark is located to the right of the bow in Washington's hair. This mint mark signifies that the coin was produced at the Philadelphia Mint, which was the first United States mint and remains a major producer of circulating coins. The reverse side of the coin continues with the familiar design that was used throughout the series until the state quarters were introduced in 1999. It features a majestic bald eagle with wings spread perched on a bundle of arrows, symbolizing readiness and defense. Beneath the eagle is a pair of olive branches, which represent peace and balance, the symbolism of strength with a desire for harmony. Encircling the top edge of the reverse is the inscription "United States of America" with the motto "E pluribus unum" directly above the eagle. The denomination quarter dollar is written along the bottom of the reverse side. The coin is made of a copper core with outer layers of copper and nickel, giving it a silvery appearance without any actual silver content. This composition was introduced in 1965 as a cost-saving measure to replace the 90% silver coins that had previously been in circulation. As a result, the 1984 P quarter does not have intrinsic metal value above its face value, but it remains durable and resistant to corrosion, making it suitable for long-term use in commerce. The circulated condition of this particular 1984 P quarter indicates that it has been used in everyday transactions and shows typical signs of wear. Over time, circulated coins can develop smoothing on the high points of the design, such as Washington's cheek and hair on the obverse or the feathers and arrows on the reverse. These areas often lose detail due to friction with other coins and surfaces. The coin might also have small nicks or scratches and a general dulling of its original mint luster, which is common for coins that have been handled frequently. Despite the wear associated with circulation, the coin still retains its historical and collectible interest, especially for those assembling date and mint mark collections. While circulated coins may not have the same visual appeal as uncirculated or proof examples, they provide a tangible connection to the past and offer insight into the everyday monetary system of the era. Every circulated coin has a unique history, having passed through the hands of countless individuals and played a part in daily life, whether used in a cash register, a vending machine, or for making change. The 1980s were a period of economic change. and cultural development in the United States, and coins from this era reflect a stable currency system during that time. The production of the 1980 for P quarter helped ensure a consistent supply of small denomination coins for the American economy. With tens of millions of these coins minted, they remain widely available today, although those in higher grades are more sought after by collectors. In the context of collecting circulated coins, like the 1980 for P quarter, many collectors value them as part of a complete series or for their role in representing a specific time and history. While they are not considered rare or high in numismatic value in their circulated state, they are often appreciated for their accessibility and the story they tell through their condition and age. Some collectors also find interest in coins that show unique signs of wear or circulation, as these characteristics make each coin distinct. Coins like this also serve an educational role, offering insight into the design process, minting technology, and economic history of the United States. Observing the changes in mint marks' metal composition and design over time helps collectors and historians understand broader trends and decisions made by the United States Mint. The continuation of the Washington quarter design for over 6 decades before the state quarters program began reflects the public's attachment to tradition and national symbols. The Philadelphia Mint, where this coin was produced, is known for its high output of circulating coins. Unlike proof coins, which are made with special dies and processes for collectors, circulated coins like the 1980 for P quarter are struck quickly in high volumes and distributed to banks and businesses for everyday use, while errors or unusual variations can occur during the minting process. Such instances are rare and can add value when discovered by careful collectors. Next up, we have the 1991 Washington quarter dollar is a standard issue coin that forms part of the long-standing Washington quarter series, which began in 1932. This coin was minted at the Denver Mint, as indicated by the D mint mark placed just to the right of the bow in George Washington's hair on the obverse side of the coin. The Washington quarter was originally introduced to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. It over time became a staple of American coinage used daily by millions across the country. The 1991 edition continues this legacy, featuring the traditional design elements that had been in place for several decades. The obverse of the 1991 D quarter features a detailed left-facing profile of George Washington, which was designed by John Flanagan. This image of Washington is widely recognized, an iconic representing leadership, integrity, and the founding ideals of the United States. Above the image is the word liberty, while the motto "In God We Trust" appears to the left of Washington's profile. Below his chin is the date 1991, clearly indicating the year of minting. The D mint mark confirming its production at the Denver Mint is a small yet important detail for collectors and enthusiasts interested in tracking the origins of their coins. On the reverse side of the coin is the classic image of a bald eagle, with outstretched wings clutching a bundle of arrows in its talons. Just below the eagle are two olive branches that form a semicircle framing the lower part of the design. This combination of arrows and olive branches symbolizes the balance between peace and readiness for defense. At the top of the coin is the inscription "United States of America," and just below it is the national motto "E pluribus unum," meaning "out of many one." At the bottom, the denomination quarter dollar is clearly stated. This design remained unchanged for many decades and became one of the most familiar reverse images in American coin history until it was replaced by the state quarters series in 1999. The coin is composed of a copper core with a cupronickel outer layer, giving it a silver-colored appearance. This clad composition was introduced in 1965 when the United States Mint transitioned away from using silver in its circulating coins due to rising costs. As such, the 1991 D quarter does not contain any silver content and is primarily of face value in circulated condition. Its composition makes it durable and long-lasting, ensuring it could remain in circulation for many years, even with regular handling. This specific coin has been noted to have some scratches, which are typical signs of wear for coins that have been in circulation for several years or even decades. Scratches may appear as light lines across the surface caused by contact with other coins' surfaces or objects. They can vary in depth and visibility, but generally do not obscure the key design elements of the coin unless they are severe. In the case of this 1991 D-quarter, while scratches are present, the coin still retains much of its original detail and serves as a functional piece of currency. In terms of collectability, a 1991 D-quarter in circulated condition with scratches is considered common and typically holds only face value unless it exhibits unusual features such as die errors or is in exceptionally high grade. However, for those who enjoy assembling complete sets of Washington quarters by year and mint mark, this coin remains an essential piece. The coin offers insight into the continued production standards of the United States Mint in the early 1990s, a time of relative economic stability and modernization in coin manufacturing. The Denver Mint is one of the most productive facilities in the country and has a long history of striking coins for everyday use. In 1991, the Mint produced millions of Washington quarters to meet the needs of commerce. Coins like this were distributed widely through banks and businesses and were part of countless transactions in stores, vending machines, toll booths, and more. As such, they hold a certain historical value reflecting everyday economic activity and the continued reliance on physical currency. Coins with signs of circulation, such as scratches, often tell a subtle story about their journey through the economy. Each mark or imperfection might represent countless exchanges and uses across the years. While not pristine, such coins appeal to collectors who appreciate the character and history carried in well-used examples. They are also a reminder of the role coins continue to play in a digital age where cash is becoming less common, but still relevant for many. The Washington quarter as a series is one of the most collected among numismatists due to its long production run and the variety of designs introduced over the years, especially after the state quarters program began in 1999. However, coins like the 1991 D-quarter represent the final years of the original eagle reverse design and are often sought after by those building typesets or interested in preserving examples from each mint and year. Even with surface scratches, the 1991 D Washington quarter remains a piece of functioning currency and a small artifact of American monetary history. It is part of the broader narrative of coin design usage and the evolving relationship people have with physical money. Whether kept as part of a personal collection or passed down as a keepsake, it continues to hold meaning beyond its face value, symbolizing a time when coins like it were more heavily relied upon for everyday purchases. Next up, we have the 1995 D Washington quarter dollar is a widely circulated coin that is part of the enduring Washington quarter series first introduced in 1932. This particular quarter was minted at the Denver Mint, indicated by the small d mint mark located on the obverse side of the coin to the right of George Washington's ponytail. The Washington quarter series has played a vital role in United States coinage history, and it remains one of the most recognizable coins still in circulation. With a rich history, a durable composition, and consistent design elements through decades, the 1995 D quarter carries both everyday utility and historical significance. On the obverse side of the 1995 D Washington quarter is the familiar left-facing profile of George Washington, the first president of the United States. This design was created by John Flanagan and has appeared on the quarter since its debut in 1932. The word liberty appears prominently above Washington's head, symbolizing the foundational American value that the coin and the man it honors represent. The phrase "In God We Trust" is inscribed to the left of his profile, while the year 1995 is clearly displayed at the bottom. The D mint mark is small but critical for identifying the origin of the coin and is found to the right of Washington's neck. The reverse of the coin maintains the classic image that was used from 1932 until the introduction of the state quarters program in 1999. This side features a bold and majestic bald eagle with its wings spread wide, perched on a bundle of arrows. The eagle symbolizes strength and vigilance. Below the eagle are two olive branches that curve upward, representing peace. The top of the coin reads United States of America, and just beneath it is the Latin motto E pluribus unum, which means out of many one. At the bottom, the denomination quarter dollar is inscribed. The symmetry and symbolism in this design were meant to reflect the strength and unity of the United States. The 1995 D Washington quarter is made from a copper nickel-clad composition, which became standard in 1965 after the U.S. Mint moved away from using silver in most circulating coins. This clad composition consists of a copper core sandwiched between two outer layers of copper-nickel alloy. It provides the coin with a silver-like appearance and durability that can withstand decades of circulation. The standard weight of the quarter is 5.67 grams with a diameter of 24.26 millimeters and a reeded edge that adds to its texture and helps deter counterfeiting. This particular coin is described as being in circulated condition, which means it has been used in everyday transactions and shows signs of wear from handling over time. Circulated coins often bear evidence of their long journey through pockets, cash registers, vending machines, and wallets. These signs may include duller surfaces, worn details, minor scratches, and a general lack of the original mint luster that characterizes uncirculated coins. Despite the wear, most circulated quarters still retain the full design and remain completely functional as currency. The Denver Mint, where this coin was produced, has a long history of minting coins for the United States and is known for its high volume of production. In 1995, millions of Washington quarters were minted in Denver alone. As such, the 1995 D quarter is relatively common and is usually valued at face value in circulated condition unless it possesses a rare error or is found in exceptional condition. Collectors who specialize in Washington quarters often seek examples from each year and mint location, and while the 1995 D may not be considered rare, it still holds value for those building complete sets. It represents one of the last few years before the Washington quarter saw a major change with the introduction of the state quarters program in 1999, which replaced the eagle reverse with designs representing each of the 50 states. As such, quarters from the early to mid-1990s have a certain nostalgic appeal to collectors who remember the uniform design that had been in place for over 60 years. Coins like the 1995 D quarter also serve as everyday historical artifacts. They provide a physical connection to a specific time in American history and reflect the design choices, production standards, and monetary needs of that era. Holding a circulated coin from 1995 may remind some people of the mid-1990s American life when physical currency was more commonly used for daily transactions compared to the increasing digital payments seen today. While a circulated 1995 D quarter may not command high monetary value in the numismatic market, it still holds significance for several reasons. For educators, it can be a helpful tool in teaching coin recognition, mint mark locations, and basic economic history. For collectors, it can serve as a piece to complete a larger set or simply as a nostalgic item, and for anyone who simply finds such a coin in their change, it serves its fundamental purpose as legal tender that continues to be accepted for goods and services. Next up we have the 1986 B Washington quarter dollar is part of a long-standing series of coins that have played an essential role in the everyday economy of the United States. This coin was produced at the Philadelphia Mint and carries the P Mint mark to indicate its origin, since the Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932 to commemorate the 200th birthday of George Washington. The design has remained largely consistent up until the launch of the state quarters program in 1999. The 1986 B quarter is a reflection of this consistent design period and represents both monetary utility and the symbolic heritage embedded in United States coinage. On the front of the coin, known as the obverse, is a left-facing portrait of George Washington, the first president of the United States. This design by sculptor John Flanagan was adapted from a bust of Washington created by Jean-Antoine Houdon. Above the portrait is the word liberty, and to the left is the motto "In God We Trust." The date 1986 is inscribed at the bottom of the obverse side. Just to the right of Washington's profile is the mint mark P, which signifies that the coin was struck in Philadelphia. This mint is known for producing billions of coins annually and plays a significant role in the distribution of U.S. circulating currency. The backside of the coin, known as the reverse, continues the traditional design used from 1930 to through 1998, before the state quarter program altered the reverse side with various state-specific themes. The 1986 B quarter displays an American bald eagle standing with its wings spread wide. The eagle is perched on a bundle of arrows, which are a traditional symbol of strength and readiness for defense. Beneath the arrows are two olive branches, which represent peace. The phrase "United States of America" arches across the top of the coin, with the Latin motto "E pluribus unum" just below it. At the bottom of the reverse is the denomination inscribed as quarter dollar. The composition of the 1986 B Washington quarter is copper nickel-clad, meaning it is made of a core of pure copper and an outer layer of a copper and nickel alloy. This combination replaced the 90% silver composition that was standard before 1965. The change in materials was driven by rising silver prices and a need to reduce minting costs. This clad composition offers durability, which allows coins like the 1986 quarter to remain in circulation for many decades. The standard diameter of the coin is 24.6 millimeters, and it weighs approximately 5.67 grams. The edge of the coin is reeded with small grooves running vertically, which also help deter counterfeiting. The condition of the coin is described as circulated, which means it has been used in financial transactions and handled by the public over an extended period. As a result, the coin likely shows visible signs of wear. These signs may include the loss of sharp detail, especially in Washington's hair and facial features, as well as on the eagle's feathers on the reverse. The high points of the coin are typically the first to show signs of wear. In a circulated coin from 1986, the luster may have faded and there may be light scratches or marks from contact with other coins. Despite these cosmetic imperfections, the coin remains completely functional as legal tender. From a collector's point of view, a circulated 1986 B quarter is generally considered a common coin and typically does not carry high numismatic value, unless it exhibits rare errors or is found in an unusually well-preserved state despite circulation. Some collectors, however, seek to gather complete sets of Washington quarters, including one from each mint for every year, which means a 1986 P coin might still be an important piece in a broader collection. Additionally, coins that are found with die cracks, double dies, or off-center strikes may become much more valuable to collectors, even if they come from a year with high mintage. Speaking of mintage, the Philadelphia Mint produced hundreds of millions of Washington quarters in 1986. This large volume of production means that the 1986 B quarter remains readily available in circulation today and is not considered rare. Its high survival rate contributes to its accessibility for collectors and the general public alike. However, its historical role and classic design still make it meaningful to those who value coins for more than just their market price. The Washington Quarter series holds a special place in American culture and history. Introduced during the Great Depression, the coin honored one of the nation's most iconic leaders and has since become a familiar object in the hands of millions of Americans. The design of the quarter helped solidify Washington's image in the minds of the public as a foundational figure in U.S. history. The consistency in the coin's design for more than 6 decades speaks to the enduring respect for Washington's legacy and the public's appreciation of the quarter's functionality and appearance. Coins like the 1986 B quarter are also interesting as historical markers. They serve as snapshots of the economic and cultural environment of the time in which they were minted. For instance, the mid-1980s were a period of technological advancement, economic growth, and a renewed sense of national identity following turbulent decades, the coins from this era were part of the everyday lives of citizens, buying goods, services, and passing from hand to hand as physical representations of value.